Good morning, you guys. It is Thursday, June 27th. It's 6:37 a.m. Happy Thursday to you all. I hope you slept well last night and had a wonderful hump day Wednesday. But again, today is Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hey. Oh. Hey. Oh. Happy Thursday. Not only is today Thursday, June 27th, but today is my son-in-law birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear Aaron. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Go, go, go. Go. Happy birthday. Hey, happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Seriously though. That was a bit much. But seriously, happy birthday. I wish you nothing but everything. Your heart's desires, I wish and pray for your every heart's desire to come to come to pass. You know what I'm saying? I wish you nothing but the best. You deserve the best. Thank you so much for everything, for being there, for being who you are. Thank you for being great for my daughter. Thank you for being a great dad to the kids, a great grandfather. Just thank you for everything. I pray that God continues to bless you, continues to lead and guide you in the right directions, to help you continue to take care of your family and those you love. God is good. God is good, and I'm so grateful for you and so thankful to you. You guys, you enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. It's a special day indeed. Enjoy your day. Okay? And it's close enough to the weekend to say enjoy your birthday weekend. Alright? Alright. Oh, I know I look rough, y'all, but it's okay. I say that a lot because it is. It really is. I think it's bright enough outside, you guys, where I can sit here and talk to you for a few minutes and turn off the lights, right? Yeah, I was so tired yesterday. I went to sleep. I could have been sitting here talking to y'all at 6:30, but I wanted to check messages right quick because I went to sleep last night. Oh, it's beautiful. Alexa said it's going to be basically in the 70s today. It's 60 something now, 60 now. Beautiful, right? Look how quiet and beautiful, aside from the few cars that's going by. Not too hot. Oh, so grateful for that. Just down a little bit. I just told you I was bright enough to turn off the lights, and then I come and pull the blinds down a bit. It's not gonna be bright once I do that. Let's see. Yeah, see. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Lotion. I get some lotion for my hands, my meaty arms. Yeah, I was quite tired yesterday. As a matter of fact, y'all, when I got off of work, I paid 3 bills. You know, paid on one. Obviously, many more to go, but it is what it is. I went down to clean out my car yesterday. I did that. There was no tickets or anything. That was a blessing. Um, Came back in, got those videos together so that eventually I can get them edited and out to you guys. Hopefully by this weekend that'll be all done. But in the meantime, I got them together. What else I do? I was tired. I lay down. I ended up watching on Hulu. I ended up watching Charlie's Angels, the last one, the one with Kristen Stewart in there, the young lady who played in Twilight. And I tell you, I used to watch Twilight over and over, all of them, over and like replay over. I could watch them over and 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 over. I watched it till I couldn't watch it no more, until I forgot about it, till life happened. But I would watch it over and over and over and over and over. Really, Harry Potter, same thing. I used to watch Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them constantly. Matter of fact, I would go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep unless I was watching it. But yesterday I watched that particular Charlie's Angels because I remember trying to watch it once before a while back, and I never did finish it. So I was like, you know what? I don't even remember what happened here. So I went and I watched it. It was cute. It was nice. It wasn't the best, but it was okay. I then went to sleep. I woke up and I watched on YouTube Paulina. Now, I'm going to go back because that one is not a movie. It's episodes. And some things I think they could just cut out the episodes and just make a freaking movie. This is one of those pictures. But I have to say, I do have to go back because I was really tired and I did fall asleep. I don't even know what episode I fell asleep on. But it's good so far. It's good. It's a young lady. She's mixed. Her mom's black. Her dad is, I don't know. It's not even a movie, I think, in English. I think there's voiceovers. I'm not even sure at times. But her mom's black. Her dad is something else. Almost look Arabian or Spanish, maybe. I don't know. But in the movie, Dad is dead. He's not there. Up to the point I've seen so far. And, they kind of live like in a slum. When she comes home, she's walking fast to try to get to their apartment. She's getting harassed by this one guy who sits on the corner. And he has a big old pit bull. And at times he makes the dog chase her. Crazy. He lets it loose and lets it chase her. And she has to run and so on and so forth. I never see her tell her mom about it or complain about it. But she seemed like a tough life. And she's trying to get this scholarship. Now, she's her teacher's so-called favorite student. And the teacher's helping her with the scholarship until there's another young lady who would benefit from the scholarship as well. She's a white girl. And she was living with her grandma. And grandma passed away. So this like holy group took her in. And so she now becomes eligible for this scholarship. And she becomes quite competitive. And so, the black girl, she's just, living life, She wants the scholarship, but she's not competitive about it like that. Until she, to this girl, when she finds out about this girl now, it bugs her, whatever. And like the teacher said, put more on your application. You need this scholarship. Act like it. When you're filling it out, answer the freaking questions. Don't like you want it. Why do you want to go to medical school? Why do you want to do this, that, and the other? And make it don't put just, oh, so I can get out of here, or so I can do. No, I want to be able to help people. I wanted this, I wanted that. She said, other than just for yourself, because the girl said, I don't know, I want to learn to maybe take out my own opinions. She was like, how about help take out somebody else's? Like, do something for someone. And I think, given the young lady's situation, she had not thought about that. It's just, let me get out of here. I'm tired of this life. Her best friend is a gay boy. He's, I think, Hispanic or whatever nationality this show is. I don't know. And he has a boyfriend or mate or whatever, a partner, and he loves this girl. Like, this is his best friend, and she loves him. He was telling her, hey, you need to get back out there, enjoy life, da 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 da. So she gets on this app and she hooks up with this guy, like this one night stand, but they have some sort of connection. Her thing is to lead him off the app, move on, it's what it was, blah blah blah. And of course she had protection, but she ends up getting pregnant. And when she goes, she ends up getting pregnant, and she noticed right away, apparently from the way it seemed, the show, was that very night when she went home, she began to feel a little uneasy. Her stomach was hurting, so on and so forth. And her mom was like, what's wrong? I can sense these things. Da, da, da. So she gave an excuse or whatever. She goes in her room and she has a goldfish. And apparently, I think maybe it's a fish that her dad gave her, maybe. And she's sitting on the bed and the fish is at the window doing this. It's the creepiest, craziest thing. And she looks up and she's like, is he staring at me? And so she goes over to the tank and she looks back at him like this. And she's doing this to see if he'll follow her finger. And he doesn't. He just looks at her. And then he turns away. It's like so crazy. She's like, okay. And so he does this often. He's just staring at her or whatever. And she's like, what the heck? Trying to figure out what's going on. And so, long story short, the gentleman, the guy that she hooked up with, turns out to be the son of the devil. He turns out to be the son of the devil, right? And in this picture, the devil is a female, a woman. And she got some strong features too. She looked like I seen it somewhere or something. I just can't think of it, but she got some strong features. And and she doesn't know this, and she's thinking about aborting because she got things she want to do in life and da da da. And she's only had a one night with this guy, and so her friends are telling her, do what's right for you, don't see him again or whatever, because she's putting it off like, it was more like, he don't like me, I don't like him type of thing. But there was something there. She's just trying to avoid it. And so they ended up bumping into each other, meeting again, and while she's with her best friend immediately don't like him, I guess maybe because her situation, whatever, but he doesn't like him much at all. He's like, let's go, da da da, can you stop talking to her, this type of thing. But he talks to her for a minute. He gives him his card and he invites them to a get together that he's having, because he's trying to get out of the business. She don't know what business it is, but he's trying to get out of the family business, which is basically to bring chaos or to do whatever it is the demon to do in this dream. In this movie, this picture. And so basically his mother favors the other son, the oldest son. I guess he's the oldest. But he died. And I didn't realize that in the beginning of the show. That's what they're showing you. And that's when we find out later. Anyway, he dies. And so what he's trying to do is he had to find these two particular knives. I don't know what they do, but and a body. He's trying to he's going to present to his mom the idea of bringing her favorite son back to life. So that way, he does not have to try to be the successor. He doesn't want to be. And he nervously brings this idea to her, and she was like, okay. So he's thrilled about that, and so he kind of is celebrating. You know, what his little gathering was for him like a going away, not going away, but to no longer be employed. I'm just gonna paint him. And so, anyway, she couldn't sleep or whatever that night. So obviously her best friend didn't go. She didn't even tell him she was going. But she gets up and she hops out of bed, and then she goes to this little gathering he had. And so they're talking and everything. And long story short, they end up, together again. Like, she really does like him. They really do have this chemistry together. They really do. They look really cute. But anyway, and so eventually, a couple of times, they hooked up. She left him her number this time, and so one day while at work, when she was leaving, he pops up to bring her something to eat. He's like, I figure you were hungry. I didn't know you worked around, you had a whole snack stand, because she works in the store. And so anyway, they sit, they talk and everything. And the store is closed, but because she's sitting in front of it, and one of her regulars saw her sitting, and, hey, can I, get some beer? So she went ahead and gave it to him. She said, this is a one-time only thing. Because she just so happened to be sitting there. She didn't, and he's a regular. She knows him. And so now they're inside the store talking. And she goes ahead and tells him she's pregnant. He was like, oh, wow, okay. He was like, whose is it? She says, what? She's like, by you? He was like, no, that can't be. I can't. He's under the impression, I guess, because he's a demon or whatever, the devil's son, that he can't, I don't know. And plus they were, he wore protection. But anyway, because of his reaction, she misunderstood his reaction, and of course she would, because she doesn't know the full situation. And he's like, no, this can't, he's like, this can't, we can't, this can't, he's just like, no. And she's like, nobody wants to keep your DAM, babe, all this stuff. I want to keep it. And, she got pissed. And as she's getting upset, things are starting to float and spin in the air. And then everything starts flying at him. And he, has to take off, right? And she's noticing more and more that it seemed like the more she gets upset and her emotions get kind of out of control and haywire, things start happening and she can't control it. She don't know what's going on. So when she had to get the lady's approval, the counselor's approval to get the abortion, the lady's asking her questions, and she answered them all good. When the lady stood up the lady approved it. When she stood up behind her desk for a moment, you could see that she was pregnant. She was uncomfortable. And so the girl looked, and they started to talk about it and everything, and she showed her the pictures of her other two kids, and and she got to tell about how your body, the hormones, Dang it. Just that quick. I forgot. I painted. And just that quick, I forgot and picked up the cup. Jeez. I got fingernail polish remover, though. So anyway, she began to talk to her about it. And she asked her, she said, do weird things happen and such and so and so? And the lady said, oh yeah, for sure. All the time. It's your body, your hormones, da 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 da. And the girl was like, okay, she said, well, stuff just starts happening. And the lady was like, what? And as she was sitting there talking to her, something had, a glass shattered and broke. And she said, like that. And the lady looked at it for a minute. She looked concerned for a moment. And she said, well, it was cracked anyway. You know how you have to rationalize it. She goes, oh, it was cracked anyway. And so the girl's like, okay. So they began to talk a little bit more. And so then the girl got up, got ready to leave. You know, the lady came over closer to her and talked to her. So the girl got ready to leave, and she said, thank you. And the lady said, what? She said, for not being an A. She said, because everybody in my life that I have met have been A's. And she was like, well, thank you. And she went to shake the girl's hand. The girl didn't shake her hand. She said, I'm getting over a cold. That was her excuse. And the reason why she didn't want to shake her hand, because she noticed, for example, the young lady who is very competitive about the scholarship with her, was putting things on the internet about her, so on and so forth. And she, prior to coming to that meeting with the counselor, she went to, the teacher told her, kind of made it seem like the other girl was going to get the scholarship, and said, well, I'm going to have you guys come and do an English test, some sort of test. And she said, well, I can't come now because I have a meeting. She said, can anything be more important than this? And so when she went to grab the teacher's hand, because the teacher was walking away, when she went to grab her hand, she could hear the lady's thoughts get in her head. And it was because of that she was able to get the time change moved up a bit so she wouldn't miss her appointment. And so while she's there, they're taking the test, her and the girl's all petty, you know. And what it was the girl used her phone. The teacher still had her mind a little bit set on the previous conversation, you know. And she says, I'm sorry, girls, my mind's a little preoccupied. I'm a little worried that I'm thinking that I'm leaving stuff on in my house, you know, the stove or something, she said. Because when the girl got in her head, she had heard her thinking about how she had left the eye or something on one day, and because of it, her parent died. Her pet died. And so that's what the girl used. So she told her, she said, well, maybe you should go and check. And so the lady was like, yeah, I should. And she said, you guys go ahead and take the test. I'll be back in about an hour. So the girl uses her phone to time it because she wanted to get out in time to not miss her appointment. And so when she picked up the phone to do that, the girl gonna say, I will definitely let her know if you use your phone. She's like, whatever. And so she's moving, she's doing her test. The girl watching her, you know, like, instead of doing your work, you focusing on what she doing. Like, she's moving like she know the answers and you over there struggling. So obviously she finishes her test first. She gets up and she puts it on the teacher desk and she leaves. And the girl gonna say, well, I can't guarantee that something doesn't happen to your test while you were gone or something, she said. And the girl was like, what? And she went over to her, and when she grabbed her, she was able to get in her head. And she saw what happened to her parents. And the girl fell on the floor, was like, oh, you know, and all this stuff. And so the girl tried to talk to her, you know, and she ran off. Like, you know, now in her head, this is a witch, you know, and now she's freaking out, da da da, and all of that. So, I did it again. I painted. Oh, my eyes are so irritated. Long story short, she finally. Why did I tell y'all about that part? Oh, she didn't want to touch the teacher's hand because she knew she might get in her head or, you know, something. And she didn't want to do that. She didn't want to hurt her or anything. Especially since she wasn't 100% sure what was going on with her. And so, later, and this is, you know, so the guy leaves. I forget where did he? So anyway, the guy leaves, and he comes back to her later at night. Somebody was following her, and he was following the person that was following her. And then he got rid of the person that was following her. Now he's following her so he can talk to her. And he has her. He walks up on her, and she don't see that it's him yet. And she's like, ah, and she swings this bat or something, and he ducks from it. But because of her emotions, she lets this crane, where they are in this like yard, she lets this crane go, and it splits his head in half. And that's when she looks up to see that when she sees clearly that it's him with the hood on, she said, "It's you." And then that's when the crane would cut his head, split it in half. And she's like standing there, and his head comes back together. He was like, "Whoa." He said, "Don't worry, I'm indestructible or something." She's like, "What?" He said, "Listen," he said, "You misunderstood what I was trying to say in there." He said, he says, "Is this you doing all of this?" He says that my mother is the devil, da 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 da. He begins to explain stuff. And she was like, "What?" And so with all the things that's going on with her, he says, obvious the baby is not normal, for you to be doing what you're doing. So it's like this already, the baby is using you like a shield. He's protecting you so that, or she, usually he, because they're looking at it as the Antichrist, it's protecting you, so that it's not harmed or dinged in any kind of way. Because she had slit her finger. She picking up the glass that night when she got frustrated when she told him he was pregnant. She told him she was pregnant, and she was picking up glass and slit her deep cut. And so she laid on the bed, and the goldfish was looking at her, and she's like, "What?" And she got so frustrated, the goldfish water started to boil. She's like, "No, no, no, no." And so she had to calm herself down to keep that water from boiling. She didn't want to kill her goldfish, which makes me believe it's a fish that her dad gave her. It may even be her dad, for all I know. But anyway, she woke up that morning. She was completely healed. Completely. So she's like, "What the, maybe I'm imagining it, So anyway, after talking to him, this started to explain, to make things started to make sense. And they keep calling it. That's what was pissing me off. He said, "We got to get it out of you. We got to this, we got to that, da da da." And so she was like, "Well, can it even be killed if that's the case?" So he said, "I don't know." He said, "I have to look into this and such and such and such." But he doesn't want his mom to know, because if mom knows, mom's going to use it to take over, to destroy the world, basically, to put the world in complete and utter chaos. Have mankind killing each other and doing all kind of crazy stuff, more so than what they were already doing, So anyway, unbeknownst to him, mom already knows, because he was asking his secretary, basically his underling, questions, and the mom came in and was like, "What's going on?" And he was so mysterious, shut the book and everything. He was like, "Nothing, just talking." So she was like, so when he got up and left, she told the secretary, "Can you wait, stay?" And he did. And she started asking him a bunch of questions. And so based off the questions that she was asking him about what her son was asking him, she put two and two together. So now she wants this baby. Now imagine, there's demons everywhere, and she don't even know this. Like he's saying, look at their shoes. There's certain shoes that demons wear, so we know who is who, basically, or who's working for who. Come to find out, the building that she lives in, his mom owns. He says she pretty much owns everything, So it's not like I'm following you. When they kept bumping into each other, I'm there because I'm doing my mom's bidding, and she owns everything. And so anyway, she tries to get the abortion. He tries to help her to, keep her nerves calm. Da da da. Da. So she goes. She's laying on the table. She's listening to this tape of her and her dad to keep her nerves calm, so that she don't do anything crazy. And she's relaxed. And outside the building was her best friend. He's out there with some balloons, waiting for her. And then dude walks up and he's like, "Why are you here?" Da da da. He says, "Look, we got off on a bad foot, but I'm here to support her as well." Da da da. He totally just doesn't like him. So she's in there. She focuses on this beetle on the wall in the corner, and it takes her back to even more good memories with her dad. But as she's looking at the beetle on the wall, all of a sudden the beetle falls off the wall, and it's like it's dying. And she looks, she starts to get concerned. She sits up and she looks, because they have the curtains pulled, and she hears this kind of rustling. All of a sudden, a splash of blood goes across the curtain. She's like, "Hello?" The nurse comes in with a hole in her neck, blood splurting out all over the girl. Next thing you know, the doctor comes in with a knife, and she's thinking he finna stab her. She's screaming, da, 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 trying to get the heavy nurse off of her. And he comes in, he starts stabbing himself. She looks out, there's two guys out there. Now, the two guys that's standing out there are demons. They're twins. And these are the two guys that was in this club that she was in with the son of the demon, son of the devil. He was trying to help her calm her nerves, learn to calm herself. And so she took him to this club, this place where people do poetry or whatever. And it irritates her. It really irritates her in there for some reason. And so the whole time she's in there, she's he's like, "This irritates you?" She was like, yeah. And so the more the guy was talking, she's lights and stuff popping and snapping and glass breaking. He was like, "Calm yourself, calm." And the dude was like, "Hey, I'm don't feel safe up here," But she realizes she can't control it, so she gets up and she leaves. But for a split second she could, and it's when she thought about her dad. So she knew what she needed to do, stay focused on her dad. But when they left, these two guys were standing in the corner watching. And like he said, we have demons everywhere. And they go back, and anything out of weird or unusual, they go back and they report it to his mom. So now she really knows what's going on. So she sent them. And what's crazy is when they played the tape back later, you know how they show you back later what happened? It was her that came in and stabbed the nurse and did whatever she did to make the doctor stab himself. It was her in the nurse outfit. And she left and let the two demon guys, twins, I guess, take over. They were supposed to capture her. But she ended up getting away and is outside on the ledge. So while they out there talking, she's standing up above them on the ledge. She doesn't look at them because she's trying not to fall. They're not looking up because they're having a conversation with themselves. So as she's trying to go around and go in another window, she slips and falls. I think a bird came or whatever, but she slips and falls off this ledge. And they look and they like, they think she committed suicide. So they run over to her, and her best friend is crying. He's like, "Oh my God." He can't even, trying to get it together. And the boy standing there looking at her. He was concerned, but he was looking at her because I think he's thinking she's going to come back, because this baby's not going to let her die. And sure enough, she went, and I mean, she was all twisted up and broke up. The bones that was in her arm started to go back in. She turned, and the boy's like, so I really had to go back because, long story short, come to find out, she thought her dad was a demon. Come to find out, her dad was an angel. So she's half angel, right? Half human. And now she has the grandson of the devil in her stomach. So from an early age, this one lady with her dad was always trying to suppress her powers. They didn't know what type of powers she may or may not have, It's crazy. So I have to go back because I didn't watch it to the end, obviously. Like I said, I went to sleep. So I definitely have to go back and pick up where I left off because so far it's pretty good. I'm intrigued by it. And I'll keep y'all posted. It's 7:12, so I'm gonna go ahead and get logged in here and get started for work. Hopefully the phones won't get busy. But oh, that's also something I wanted to say. We had a meeting yesterday, and they was telling us that we're now basically being, which is what I figured. Me learning all these other things, my job is being phased out. We're now going to be doing pretty much the same thing. Like when I get calls, usually if it's something when people are trying to order medication or do certain things, I can't handle it like I can do enrollment. I have to transfer them over to a PSR, a pharmacy service technician. So it looks like we're being trained to do what they do. So, which kind of makes sense because I always wonder if I'm just going to transfer the call over, like, what is my purpose? You know what I'm saying? When the call should have just gone to them in the first place. I'm taking a call just to transfer a call. It didn't make sense. So, basically, we're going to be trained to do what they do so we can handle more. So members are not being transferred so many times, which makes sense. But we have to get a certificate, certification. They're going to give time for that and training and all of that. They're going to have and we have to pay for it, but it's reimbursable or something. 5, 6, 8. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of changes, and I'm just gonna jump in, like I said, and do it. I'm just gonna do it. Just like this. I may find myself crying and frustrated, but I'm gonna do it, you know. What else am I supposed to do? Right? I am going to do it. And I like my job. I love my job. So I'm definitely going to do it. And so far, an update on everything so far, it's not too bad, right? I'm doing the job. I am still a little nervous about making mistakes and things like that, because that's the last thing I want to do is make mistakes. But you know, I do like the fact that I am able to be off the phones, other than, okay, so like when I sign in now, so from 7:30 to 8 for half an hour, I'm gonna be off the phone doing what I like the most, and then from 8 until the rest of the day, I'll be doing that new project where I'm calling out. I'm getting used to it, kind of. I'm still nervous because, you know, I mean, it's still a learning process because there's so much different lingo and, you know, things that you have to remember, you know, and you have to take the time to read and do this and do that because you don't want to put the wrong information down. So it's a lot to it. But at the same time, it's, you know, it's okay so far. I really did overthink it, but it's so much, so many steps and things. But I'm just grateful to God that every morning before I start, I pray, and I just thank God for just being there with me, just being with me, you know. But anyway, guys, let me go ahead and get started here. Remember to say your prayers, not just for yourself, family, friends, and loved ones, but for all your brothers and sisters in Christ. Remember to treat people, okay, the way God would. with love, patience, grace, kindness, understanding, forgiveness. Do as God would do, as much as you possibly can. It's way easier said than done, I know. And expect great things. Guys, I'm expecting great things to happen to me, through me, and for me. Not just for me, not just to me, through me, and for me, but for you as well. For you as well. For you guys as well. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy. I had to learn to be patient. Enjoy your Thursday morning. Talk to you later.